Well, the big question in Contra Costa County tonight, whether to change the policy on short-term rentals in Orinda after 5 people in that city were murdered at a party at a mansion that had been rented on Airbnb. KPIX 5's Betty Yu is live there now with the very latest. Betty?
Ken, at this hour, city leaders are still debating its short-term rental policy. Tonight, the turnout was so great, city leaders decided to hold the meeting here at the Library Auditorium, and there was an overflow room.
Banning Airbnb is not a solution. Abusers will find another way.
Tonight, dozens of residents spoke during public comment, some in defense of Airbnb or short-term rentals in Orinda, others.
I'm urging City Council to ban all short-term rentals within the city of Orinda. Orinda clearly has demonstrated.
Okay, we can't have clapping.
Currently, the city's policy bans large parties at short-term rental units. Sally Ng lives 2 houses away from the party house. She says regulations need rigid enforcement.
There were numerous parties earlier in the year. In fact, I went on the Airbnb rental site to try to figure out why there's so many parties. Did you know that house was advertised as great for parties?
I want for any measures that would be taken to be reasonable and well thought out and not just a sort of knee-jerk reaction to a horrible tragedy.
Tonight, the chief explained why officers didn't respond to noise complaints at the house party until an hour and a half after they came in.
Our dispatch center received several complaints regarding the party detail on Lucille Way. These complaints, while not insignificant, at the time were a lower priority than the Lafayette call that the officers were already on.
Chief David Cook explained that his officers had been called to a violent home invasion robbery in neighboring Lafayette. Despite complaints of the Lucille Way home being a wild party house, the chief said records show that since March of this year, there had been no calls of this nature at the address until Halloween night. And there are several reports that investigators are looking into the possibility that this Orinda shooting is tied to a San Francisco gang and a quadruple shooting that took place in 2015 in Hayes Valley. The chief tonight did not confirm that information. Meanwhile, city leaders here in Orinda could take action on short-term rentals in the coming weeks. Live in Orinda, Betty Yu, KPIX 5.